Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's live stream. Look, my camera actually is in a pretty good spot. That's excellent. Let me get the lens cap off of my other camera. Today, I am going to be working on... Hold on, I need to lift some things. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go, microphone. It's in a better spot now. We can't see it, that's great. Or we can at least see less of it. Hello, everybody. I have a very specific goal in mind for today's live stream. I want to continue working on... Oh, we're upside down. Hold on. Hold on. That I didn't realize. Let me flip. I believe I can do that. No, not there. I want to go into... M50. If I want to flip it, is it horizontally? I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to flip it horizontally. We're going to try. All right, everybody, ready? No, fuck, that's not the right one. Okay, hold on. Hold on, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. We'll get this right the first time, or the second time, or the third time, maybe. All right. Let's go ahead and flip it back horizontally. Okay, that's what I want. And then I want to then flip it vertically. Ha-ha! I'm a master of these controls. I'm figuring it out. There we go. Now we are looking the correct way. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. We're starting with similar me fussing around with technical things. Also, let me just scoot that. There we go. No, what is happening? Why are you moving? Who's moving you? What's moving you? You saw that, right? It was sliding. All right. We are possibly ready to go now. I should also get my chat doc open so I can also see everybody even more. So hello to Go For It Painting, Gavin, Evil Russian, Charlie, Carrie, Michael, and Alex. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry for the fiddling around with things. I had gotten everything set up and then I didn't realize my camera was upside down. I have some terrain to work on today. If you watched today's news episode, you will have seen that the Old World's official release date has been announced. It's January 20th. I'm very excited. I want to get some terrain done that will be appropriate for a Warhammer Fantasy table. And because I also have a terrain board idea in mind, I thought these would actually go very well, these Oathsworn terrain pieces that I have. Not only do I want to use them for my Old World games, but I also just want to have them ready and finished up for my actual Oathsworn games. So, twofold, we're going to work on that today. I've got some Duncan Rhodes Too Thin Coats paints, and that's what we're going to be using, because that's what we started with on these. And I have a couple of trees with some vines. So we got to finish up a lot of the vines, and then we're going to do a dry brush over them with some yellow to make them start looking corrupted. And then I have this house that we've partially done. We also need to get some of the moss done on this. Now, eventually down the line, I saw this on Instagram, and let me find the user's name who I saw it from, because I thought it was super freaking cool. Like, just super, super cool. Hold on, I know that I commented on their thing, and I think they responded to me. Yes, here it is. So it's... And I apologize if I don't pronounce this 100% correctly, but it's Moslana. So Moslana had on their Instagram a picture of one of these same houses, but they had flocked all of the moss. So down the line, this is not something I'm doing today, but down the line, that is something that I want to do. I want to go ahead and flock all of the moss on the houses, because it looked so cool, just grabbing an additional light. There we go. That's, I feel like, a lot better. Although, let's adjust the... There. Yay, okay. It's been overcast here, so it's been really Like, we just haven't had good lights. All right, I think that I kind of blinded myself now with the lights. Where should I put this? Maybe, yeah, right. Well, maybe not on camera. Angela, don't put the light on camera. I'm a professional. That's what I like to tell myself anyway. All right, I think that works pretty well because now we got, does it? Or should I just have it back here? I think that actually works better. It's dispersing the light a little bit better. Perfecto! We did it. So that's the plan. We're going to be painting basically a lot of green. Now, I do have one figure that we will be wrapping up also hopefully today. I did bring back my little dryad tree lady, which it's really not wanting to focus on. Please focus on her. So I brought her back. She's mostly done. I'm pretty satisfied with her. I want to emphasize her eyes a little bit more and maybe do a little bit of highlights on the brown portions of her outfit. But really what we need to work on is the base. So I've started painting the branch here that she's standing on in the exact same color that we've done on the trees, because I kind of assume all of the pre-sculpted roots and such that all of these characters have on their bases are probably related to the Deepwood and therefore should be similar colored. Michael, I completely understand that. It's one of those things of, I think it's really cool that it's returning. I also think it's really great that it seems like you can just run whatever your previous old world army was, if you had one, you can just bring them back into the game. That's the impression that I'm getting. And I love all of the new models, but oh my gosh, they are expensive. Now they are, I don't know, with inflation, I still feel like they're a reasonable price, but like getting both of those new box sets at the same time is going to be so just intense. I just realized I could probably, because when I'm sitting back, I'm like, have so much headroom. There we go. That's better. It's like a new year. New me, new year, right? All right, let's get some of this paint down and actually get to work on our model. We're not going to be starting with you, though. So my plan is, by the way, I'm going to work on her when I get bored of painting some green, because it's going to be a lot of painting green today. So to sort of help break that up, that's when I'm going to switch over to the character model. But for right now, we're going to start with the terrain, because it's one of my main objectives for today. Get some paint on my brush. And grab this one that I have started but have not finished. We can zoom in a little bit. Oh! I just realized something. Hold on. Properties. No, where do I? Filters, that's what it is. Okay, I think we're okay. I think the greens are showing up fine, right? They're not looking too gray. They're just really unfocused. Okay, yeah, no, the greens are showing up fine. I was worried that I still had green screen settings set up. And that is not the case. Unpainted Lead Syndrome, Happy New Year to both you and everybody else viewing as well. Who wants to talk about what their New Year's resolutions are? What are your plans to better yourself in 2024? Or are you just going to keep plugging away, doing what you've been doing to try to just keep moving forward? Let me know. I personally want to try doing some bigger, grander projects. I've talked about this a little bit. Obviously, the terrain board is included in one of those. Getting my Bretonian Knights is also part of that, because I really want to push myself when it comes to doing freehand work and just going the extra mile on details and going beyond the just battle-ready state for my models. So that's really one of my just big objectives. Oh no! I mean, I don't blame her for saying no. It gets pretty expensive, and I can only imagine that the Bolton army for Song of Ice and Fire probably wasn't exactly cheap either. It's not like Cool Mini or Not is like, I mean, they're decent prices, but it's still expensive. You are paying for a lot of plastic. I think doing some Dark Angels would be very cool. I at minimum want to try my hand at painting some of the models, and those Deathwing Knights, the new ones with the shields and everything, just look so cool. Is his name, it's Belial, I believe? That character looks really cool too, his new model. So it's definitely up there as a potential thing that I want to do. I know I at least want to get some of them because I've always had a thing about Dark Angels. I just never painted them previously. And I've talked about this a little bit on the channel before, but when I first got into Warhammer, because I was at a club, when I was getting started in it, I really had, and I don't know why I had this fear, but I was really nervous about like copying anybody. And we already had, and it was a really actually quite diverse spread of armies when I first was getting started. So at the club, we had a Blood Angels player, we had an Orc player, we had a Dark Angels player, we had a Tyranids player, we had an Imperial Guard player, we had a Grey Knights player, because this was like right when the Grey Knights had just come out, so somebody was like super in on that and was like slowly collecting Grey Knights as they were releasing. And then we had a Space Wolf player. And I think that might be the majority of what I remember. We also eventually had a Tau player, because a couple people ended up having multiple armies, but they never really overlapped. So I felt when I first was getting into it and I saw that nobody's armies were really overlapping outside of, yeah, of course you have multiple different Space Marine factions, but you have like really distinctly different Space Marine factions. Like the Blood Angels back then played very differently from the Dark Angels, who played very differently from the Space Wolves. It was very dramatic. So and the sad thing was like I really liked the Blood Angels. I really thought the Dark Angels were cool. I even like filtered with the idea of Space Wolves, for example. But I ended up going with Crimson Fist because I didn't want to copy anybody else's army. And I don't know, I got really self-conscious about that. So I just never ended up doing it. And that's one of the reasons I didn't end up starting with Dark Angels, because I think my first pick would have been Blood Angels because I have an obsession with vampires. And so if I can do anything remotely vampire-y, I will. So I think I would have done Blood Angels, like, realistically as my very first Space Marine army if somebody else hadn't already had a Blood Angels army. Which I know is, like, a silly reason to not do something, but it just, I don't know. It really got into my head of, don't copy somebody. I don't want to, like, look like I'm trying to copy anybody that's already here to, like, fit in or something. I don't know. I was really self-conscious of it, okay? And so, but yeah, I think I would have done Blood Angels, and then the next army I would have picked after that would have definitely been Dark Angels, because I really like I like the green armor. I have a thing about green. And then I like the night scheming. So like the theming, I guess, of the army as well. Mercurion, welcome and Happy New Year to you as well, sir. Oh, Evil Russian, you're a Gundam builder. That's awesome. So what is your favorite kit to build and why? I've only built a few number of Gundams. I used to do it a lot more when I was a kid. Actually the first models I ever built were Gundam models. I got some of those, like, not the master grade. What is the grade below master grade? I got a couple of those when I was young, as well as the one that even goes below that are like the really small ones. And I would build those as a kid. They were not well put together. I had sprue chunks on them because I'm pretty sure I still have them in a box somewhere. And yeah, it was I did not treat those Gundams well, but oh my god, I love them so much because Gundam Wing was like one of the things that really sucked me into anime. And so the fact that there were models of all of them, you know, the Gundams in that, it blew me away. I loved it. Hello, Stacking Limit. Happy New Year to you as well. Hope you're having a good start to your 2024. Do you have any fun hobby goals for this year? Mine is to actually accomplish some of these painting things that I have going, instead of just constantly getting distracted. We'll see how that goes. You guys can be quite distracting. Oh, also, how is the music for everybody? Does it sound good? It's not too loud or anything? And how is my audio? Like, I realized I haven't asked that. I haven't seen anybody say anything about it, so I'm glad to see that it seems like it's probably fine. But please help ease my mind and confirm that that's good. Reduce your lead pile? Get rid of some of your metal miniatures specifically? I understand that stacking limit. Well, what a great goal. I wish you much success in that. Are you planning on like selling them, I assume? Because I imagine you don't want to just like throw them out. Metal or not, they're probably still in great condition. Making some progress. Music is okay, audio's good. Okay, is it like, do you want the music to be louder? Do you want it to be less loud? Oh, that's cool. I'll have to look into that one. I don't know that particular model. Have you done any of the new ones from the Witch of Mercury series? I was watching that for a little bit and I was really enjoying it because it reminded me of Revolutionary Girl Lieutenant with its like love triangle-dom. Oh, stacking limit, that's great! I'm glad you have your painting table back and you're not having to work on as many on commissions and you get to work on some of your own personal projects. That's always such a relief, you know? It's one of the reasons I don't do commission stuff is because I think I would, I don't know if I would enjoy it as much if I had to do it. And I would obviously have to do it because it was a, you know, paid commission. So I just don't know. I don't know if I could do it. I admire anyone who can do commission work. Because it's not something I can do. Overlord Tweak, Happy New Year and welcome to the stream. You're building your second warband for Bushido. Awesome! Oh, and an Incan army for your Mythics America. Very cool. It's true. We just all don't have nearly enough time. I completely agree. Go. Looking good. You've given up commission work permanently? Did you were like, I just don't have enough time to do the things I want to do, and so not really worth it to you versus the cost of it? I can completely see that if that's the case. No, thank goodness. I was really worried I just accidentally mixed paints when I didn't want to. want a pretty solid coating of green on this because we're going to do a dry brush over top of it with a yellow. It's pretty bright, and I don't want to lose too much of the green, so we're just going to be kind of careful. Make sure we're getting the full coverage, which thankfully these Duncan Rhodes paints, I will admit, do a pretty good job of that. So much vine painting. Ooh, cool. A Saxon warband. That sounds cool. Hey, Stacculum, that's fantastic. Well, good luck with the YouTube channel. I hope that goes extremely well for you. Let me know when it's up and running and everything. I'd be happy to check it out. It is an exciting, if challenging gig, doing YouTube. There's a lot of time consumption that goes into it, but it is very rewarding. Or it can be, I guess. It can also sometimes, I will admit, be a little devastating when you put a lot of effort into a video and then it just does not perform the way that you expect it to, even though you thought, you know, it was such a good video and it was really gonna go well. You know, sometimes that just happens, so don't get discouraged if that occurs, especially early on. You're still figuring out your voice on the platform and finding your audience, so give yourself time, but be persistent. Consistency, in my humble opinion, is definitely key when it comes to building any kind of presence on social media anywhere. Whether it's Instagram, maybe not Twitter, but even then I still think so. Twitter, Facebook, you know, YouTube, etc., Twitch. You just gotta be consistent. And be upfront with your audience too. Like, don't lie to them, obviously. That's always a good call. A 1/700 scale? Dang. Well, I hope I hope that you find the motivation to get it done, because that sounds pretty darn cool. I suppose finding a minion to do it for you would also be quite good, but maybe a more costly or something like that, just because you may have to pay them to do it for you. Alright, vines are looking decent. Now we're looking at the top. I haven't actually inspected the top vines to see if I properly got everything. One of the things with these very 3D elements on models when you're, you know, painting them is you got to remember that they are in fact three-dimensional and might have sides that you can only see from certain angles, but you might still be able to see them. So you want to make sure you get that paint everywhere. Everywhere that it's meant. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god, I'm an idiot. Look, I'm an idiot. I forgot that there was wet paint down here still. Okay. Well, let me just correct that. Hopefully I didn't smear it too much. Doesn't look like I got a little bit of green there, but I'll be able to tidy that up. Okay, maybe don't just spin the whole damn thing in your hand wildly, Angela, like a fool. That was silly. Very, very silly. CV-12 is the USS Hornet from later in World War II. Very cool. Probably a really big boat then, right? Or I guess no, a boat would be a submarine, right? So it's technically a ship. And you said it's a carrier, so is it like an aircraft carrier? Is that what it would have been carrying, or is it carrying something else? I'm assuming planes. I still can't believe I, like, put my hands all over that green paint. That nice wet green paint. Alright, well, let's hold it upside down, maybe. That might be a good idea. Then we're not touching the wet paint. Right. This color does flow quite well, even with just a tiny bit of water. You don't need much. It just goes. Perfect. 96 aircraft award? My goodness. Hello, the Phoenix. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful new year. Oh, very cool. I'm actually working on a terrain board as well. That's a upcoming project that my patrons and YouTube members have actually not even got to see a peek of that one yet because that one's so far out, but I do have some stuff going for it. I'll probably share that with them over the next couple days, actually. But yeah, it's been going well. I'm excited. We have some new plans for it that we've just finalized, and that should be fun. And I think we'll be able to get started soon once we have wrapped up a slightly different project. It's been nice. We've been trying to be ahead this year on some of the things that we want to do, and I think it's been working to our advantage. Happy 2024 to you as well. Nice. Hopefully it's not taking too long to remove all those mold lines. I feel like companies have gotten quite good at reducing those, or hiding them at least, so that they're less visible. Coming along smoothly. I think I will probably, when I finish this one, this tree with its green, I think I'm going to take not a break off from camera, but I'm going to swap to the other miniature just to work on that for a little bit. But not until I'm done. What I should do is I should do some of the moss on the house because that'll be a little bit different. Then switch over to my actual mini. Good. Well, I'm glad they're easy to paint. What makes them so easy to paint specifically? Or why do you think they're going to be so easy to paint? Maybe there's just something about the troop that I am unfamiliar with that makes it quite easy to paint. Simple color scheme, perhaps? Looking pretty good. Pretty good indeed. There we go. There's some. Ah, nice. So metallics with not a lot of extra colors, and then the horses. That does sound pretty straightforward when it comes to a color scheme. Very nice. Well, ooh, no, there's a big old unpainted edge there. Let's just take it. Oh my god, there's so many unpainted edges. I miss so many edges. Shameful. Absolutely shameful. Oh my gosh, that sounds brilliant to me. I think that sounds like a great plan. Why overcomplicate things when you don't need to, right? Especially since I do think dry brushes can be a very effective way to bring out some nice details very quickly. And then if you want to, you can go back and refine them with some like additional edge highlighting or something like that. But you don't have to do that. Like dry brushing really does some great work for you. Oh no, I just lost where I was painting. Well, I see a bunch of things that need work, so it's fine. We'll find it again. There's that. I thought it was like... Well, I'm definitely not seeing it now, whatever it was. I'm sure I'll flip it over and immediately find it again. There's an area. Good, looks fantastic. I think the main thing that we need to take care of now on this particular one is where these pustules are. We're gonna make them gross. Walter, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful time and a very lovely start to your 2024. this is your first time catching the live stream, well, welcome. Thank you for stopping by for the first time. I love Oathsworn too. I've not gotten too far into the campaign yet, but I have been loving the way that it's been playing. The app is great. I love the fact that it's completely voice acted, which is fantastic, with really good voice acting as well. The bear is great. And honestly, just the mechanics, the gameplay, the miniatures, I'm a big fan. I am a big fan. Plus, I think this terrain in particular is great for Warhammer fantasy terrain. And since the new Old World is coming out for Warhammer, I want to use it on that as well. So I think it's overall just a really versatile game. And I love the fact that the miniatures are modular. Definitely one of the highlights for me. Alright, this is starting to look pretty good. Getting a bit of green on the surrounding the pustules. Fun word to say. I apologize. It's what I'm a Death Guard player. Okay, what do you expect? I like it because I think it helps simplify some elements of the game. Like, okay, here's my biggest argument for apps in games, and I like to use this one particular game as an example of how the app, I think, personally, ultimately improve the experience rather than detract it from it. Because I do think that there have been times in the past, and are even currently still times, where board games sometimes integrate apps when they don't need to, or it doesn't actually help the flow of the gameplay, rather hinders it. However, I think that has really improved over the last, 10 years or so, and I think it really started with Fantasy Flight's Mansions of Madness game. I love Mansions of Madness. It is in my top 5 board games of all time because I can just constantly go back and replay it. And part of why I can go back and replay it is because, unlike the original Mansions of Madness, where a lot of things like the fire and various other elements were all tracked via tokens, which, don't get me wrong, I am all about a board game having a lot of pieces and a lot of things to play with. I like the tactile nature of board games. I love fiddling with pieces and playing with them, right? Even beyond just using them in my turn, but I like just holding them. I fidget a lot. So while Mansions of Madness still has plenty of tokens for you to fiddle and fuss with and move around the board and play around with, they removed a lot of them as well and put them into the app to make them easier to track, which I do ultimately think was an improvement based on the way that I saw the old game played. Now, I've never played first edition Mansions of Madness. I've only ever played second edition, but it's just such a streamlined process that, basically ever since that experiment, or that experience rather, with the game, I was like, I'm going to give apps a try, even though I do see, I do get where there's, sometimes they're not necessarily designed well. Sometimes they just don't do a good job designing their apps. The apps themselves are useful, but they make them complicated when they really shouldn't be, and I think that's just a matter of the developer maybe not knowing how to integrate the concept of a board game into an app, as well as maybe other ideas. But I don't know, I think they're pretty good, and I do think, at least for Oathsworn, it's really nice because I love all the narration being read to me. I am not good with, say, audiobooks, long-term spoken word being said to me with no visual presentation to go along with it, but I have found that in board games, generally in the length of time that they make their little narrative segments, that is, the perfect amount of time for me to be able to hyper-focus on, what the app is saying before I, my ADHD kicks in and I lose interest, or just, start getting distracted. It's not even really that I'm losing interest. It's literally just I sometimes get very distracted suddenly. But thankfully, with Oathsworn, I have found that the pacing has been perfect for me when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I do get it. I'm glad that you're still giving it a shot, because I think it's really fun. I think this tree is pretty much done. We're going to do a visual pass of it once it has thoroughly dried, but I'm going to move over to the house now, because I want to work on some of this moss that's on the house. And like I said, eventually, I'm not doing it today, but eventually I want to do some actual tufting on there. I might even just cover it with Gamer's Graft tufts, but I haven't decided yet. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and paint it up in the same green the vines are done in. And we'll dry brush over top them. But instead of with a yellow, I'm gonna, because I don't want them to look corrupted, I'm just gonna go with another green. I might mix my yellow and my green together. Oh, my light just went off. Hold on. Sorry, folks. One moment. Let me get the plug for it. There we go. That's better. That's better. I completely agree. It really, I think, depends on, like, who the developer hires to make the app for them, because there are some that I just am not 100% sure know if they're integrating things correctly. But it can be a complicated process, so I'm not really here to judge. I could not make a board game app, so I'm not going to tell somebody else how to do it. I just know that sometimes things don't work. Or at least it feels like it. Make sure I'm on screen, because I'm pretty much just going to be kind of stippling, almost. Massaging this color into the grooves of the moss. Oh my god, I can't wait to do my idea. It's going to look so cool. It's not even my idea. Like I said, I got it from somebody else online, but it's so cool. Just gonna add another whole nother level to this terrain. And really, that is my goal this year. I just want to take things to another level. It's coming along pretty well so far. It'll be nice too, because some of them are going to end up being darker than others. Because the nice thing about the Duncan Rhodes paints, if you guys have not tried them yourselves, is I found that they're slightly transparent. Not like super transparent, but they have a little bit of translucency to them that I really enjoy. At least I've noticed it with certain colors. Like this green color I found, if I thin it down, it really can be semi-transparent. I actually very much enjoy it. Walter, I hope you can get your hobby room back together. Is it currently just in shambles because of like a big project you were working on, or did it get taken over for something else? I know that sometimes happens. For sure. You'll just have a space consumed by something else completely unrelated. Especially if you share your hobby space with another space. Maybe that happens less so if you have a separate space, but if you're sharing it especially, it's just like, oh my gosh, how do I keep all these projects going? Hello, Geek Prime! Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good start to your new year. Oh no! You had a roof and window leak? Dude, I'm so sorry. That sucks. Well, at least it sounds like you have identified the problem and are either working on and or have corrected it. But, oh my gosh. That would not be good. I've dealt with some leaks before, but never like in my own home. I've only ever dealt with them at work. The washes are great. I love the metallic washes that he has. Like there's the dragon's gold and there's like a silver tone that is just super watery and I love it. Like, and it's not a complaint when I say that it's watery. And because it flows like kind of how I imagine the Army Painter speed paint metallics do. And it's kind of fascinating to me. I really like it. But yeah, I think they give good coverage. Definitely worth their price because I do think they're a little bit more expensive sometimes than even Citadel paints. But definitely worthwhile. I have not tried the new color range. I've not checked that out. I put on because I put in on the first Kickstarter. That's where I got these ones from, and I haven't tried the second range. I actually don't even know if it's out yet. I haven't followed it closely enough. But I've been liking them a lot because I've been using them pretty much exclusively on my Oathsworn. It's been a combination of contrast and then these two thin coats. That's fair, Overlord. Some people really don't like the app integration, and I can respect that. I think for some games, it works really well. I definitely have experienced other games where it doesn't work as well, and it just sort of takes away from the experience. But I've definitely found more so modernly where it helps. I personally like what generally they tend to put into the apps in regards to what they have them handle, but I completely understand that it's not for everybody. I just like it because majority because it narrates a lot of the like written segments, and there's a lot of them because this is a narrative-driven game. And so I don't want to have to read all of that myself. I'd rather somebody read it to me. And why not have that somebody be the bear with his majestic, gravelly voice? To really give me those, you know, fantasy vibes that I'm looking for when I play this game. Alright, that's looking really nice, actually. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you guys did catch it before anything got ruined, because I could not. If my hobby room got ruined, I would be so devastated. I mean, really, if any of the rooms in my house got ruined, I'd be pretty devastated, but like the hobby room in particular would just be painful. Because it could ruin all my paints. Like, oh, I'm so glad you caught it. So glad you're able to get it, like, fixed up, too. Like, good on you, man. How big of a patch of moss this is. It goes like all the way down to the walls of the house. Insane. Oh, well, Toby, you are quite welcome. I am really, really glad. Oh my gosh. I recognize that logo. I recognize that logo. That is Shadowboard Games. Hello! We have been doing a lot of Oathsworn painting videos, but it's because I've been loving the game and loving the miniatures in the game. Thank you so much for, because I think, like, I am recognizing your icon, Toby, right? It is the Shadowborn logo, like the Shadowborn Games logo. Am I reading that correctly? Oh my god, I just realized too, I never got an Instagram ad up that I'm doing this. Let me do that. I've got an hour left. So let me let people know that I'm here. Hello. In fact, we'll have chat be in there. Say hi, everybody. They won't be able to actually see you, by the way. You're going to be way too far away. But hey, we can see what I'm seeing. There you are. It's very tiny on screen. Yay! Well, thank you. Thank you for following the channel, and thank you for sending me the game. Like, I have been loving it. It has been brilliant. I love, basically, like, genuinely, I think the mechanics blend into the actual, like, narrative elements and all the pieces that you have added into the game. Everything is compatible and works really, really well together. So I've played a lot of really big box games with, like, these kinds of adventures, and yours just takes it to the next level, and I really do think, genuinely, it is the modularity of your miniatures. That, when I opened the box and saw that and was like, wait a minute, I can swap out their weapons, and then the fact that you tied that into gameplay, I just thought that was so cool. And honestly, and also, these miniatures, like the terrain pieces, love them. I'm going to be using them for some of my old world games as well, if you're familiar with Warhammer Fantasy, because that's coming back, and I think these are perfect. I think the trees and the houses are both perfect and to scale for Warhammer miniatures. So not only do I get to use them in the board game, but I also get to just use them in my general, like, wargaming, so sick. It's awesome. Also, Walter, did you add windows to the house? No, I have not added any windows to the house, although I could put a little bit of, like, clear glass here. Ooh, I could even do panes. Okay, that might be something for the future. I love the armory system. I don't know if it's something that, like, a majority of players are going to care about, but I personally think it is so cool. Because to me, like, one of the things that I personally like in RPGs, like video game RPGs, and even tabletop RPGs, is the fact that you can swap out your equipment, right? And the fact that in Oathsworn, it's actually tied into, you have to sometimes destroy your equipment because the woods take it and such. I really like that. I think that is a neat mechanic for making you have to really play with your resources and, like, choose and pick and choose what you're going to keep. So I thought it was really cool. I thought it was super, super cool. And I hope that the majority of fans do too, honestly, because I've not seen board games do that very often, and I've barely even seen, like, war games really allow for. Like, you do see it some with some of like the Warhammer models where you can have like a bunch of options for what you can put on there, but they never really make it intentionally modular. So the fact that you have used the push to fit system, but made it stable enough that you can really take them apart off and on a bunch. Like with the Warbear, I did that. I took off and on the 2 various sets that I painted up for in the video multiple times, and I was never really concerned about them like snapping or those pegs breaking, which is impressive because I have literally been putting together other miniatures that do the peg system and had those pegs snap on me in the process of assembling them, and so which would ultimately, you know, kind of defeat the armory system purpose. But you really nailed it, and I like it. So very good job. Also, yes, keeping things WYSIWYG is always just a lovely psychological thing, I think, for a lot of players, and the fact that it allows us to do that as we upgrade our weapons and change things out is extremely cool. Oh, I never got, hold on, I started to get the ad up and then I didn't because I got distracted. All right, let's do this. I have no light on me, hold on, I need this to borrow my light. There we go. Hello, join me. Perfect. All right, let's get an ad up because I can't believe I forgot. I can't believe I forgot. I can't absolutely 100% believe I forgot. It is kind of my MO. Copy this link. But we've got an hour left, so we'll get some more people in here. Although, there's been plenty of you, so thank you guys for hanging out, chatting with me. I love that you guys are very active. It makes me feel super cool, just to let you know. It's one of the reasons I really have been enjoying doing the streaming is because I actually have a very active community, so thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Come join me. Come join me. Heck yeah. Streaming for at least another hour. Let's do this. Let's do this. Bam! Bam. Alright, cool. Yay! Oh, I didn't tell Patron. Okay. One more moment. This is my break, okay? This is my little break. Announcements. I'm alive for another hour. Paste. Boop. Yay! Alright, cool. Evil Russian, I am so glad to hear that. Thank you so much. I work really hard to put this content together. Both Chaos Cultist and I do. And so hearing that you guys are enjoying it just really does mean a lot to us. Thank you so much. Oh, Walter, that's awesome. I love when people are like, yes, this is the game that got X person into miniatures. That is super great. What characters does your wife like to play most? Like, which one does she gravitate towards? I can definitely see kids partaking in this game and having an absolute blast with it. It's definitely not too complex. And frankly, I do sometimes think that we underestimate kids and what they can grasp in regards to concepts and like themes. So that is awesome. Really nice to hear that it's very family friendly. Which is great because it does have some dark themes. You know, some of the monsters are quite spoopy. The Bear Warrior, she's so good, right? I also like her. I think she is probably, if I had to guess, I bet she's a fan favorite. Because who doesn't want to be running a giant, like, warrior bear? Especially since she really reads as a, you know, polar bear. Just really does. So, just super good. I need to black the nose of mine. I forgot to do that in my original video. I just left it very light because I was like, what color are polar bears' noses? Did I look up a picture of a polar bear? No. Why would I do that? That would be doing research. And then afterwards, Chaos Cultist was like, you know you didn't paint her nose, right? I'm like, yeah, I didn't know what color to do. They're black. Oh, right. Whoops. All right, that's looking great. This is looking so cool. It's really coming together with all that green on there. We're making some good time, too. I want to try the witch at some point in the game, but I'm a little afraid to because I know she's a bit more complicated. But I think it would be fun. Oh, that's so cool. This is a fantastic foundation for the mossing that I'm going to do later. You know, I don't think they do have a Hawkman, unfortunately, but that would be cool, like doing a Birdman of some variety. I do like, I don't remember what they're called in D&D, but what's the, like, crow race? I think it starts with, like, a K. But they would be cool. Yeah, see, we're running the Warden currently. I think my partner has the Warden as one of his characters. And I really am intrigued by the Witch, but I wanted to familiarize myself with the system a bit more before I, like, jumped into a more advanced character like that. Which is probably silly. I'm game literate enough that I probably could figure it out, maybe struggle through the first chapter or two, but then eventually get to it. But I held off because I was like, well, I'm nervous and I don't want to, like, bork it up, and I don't want to lose her immediately. Like, I don't want to, you know, have her be taken out of commission immediately, but definitely a character I want to try the next time. Or maybe I'll add in if I get one of my characters killed, which I'm sure will inevitably happen. We're not that far into the game yet, I will admit. I meant to play over the little break that I took, but then I really kind of ended up not doing as much of a break. I still ended up filming a bunch of content, so it's fine. It's fine. It's lovely, and I had fun. Happy 2024, Ronald. Welcome to the stream as well. Also, one other thing that I just want to compliment Oathsworn about and what Shadowborn Games did with the system is, or just with the quality of the materials that they produced. One, the cardboard standees still look great. Love the miniatures, don't get me wrong, I am definitely a plastic file, but I do think the cardboard standees look great. I also really like the added on upgrades for some of the elements in the game. For example, the dice, the metal coins. Love metal coins in board games. That is, like, such a thing for me. I have an entire, like, case just filled to the brim with metal coins that I've gotten from various, like, fantasy stuff as well as board games, etc. And I just think, like, that is all great.
I returned 10 years younger.
Oh my gosh, you have! Wow, you really do look 10 years younger because you've trimmed your beard.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
And shaved.
And shaved. Yes, yeah. Amazing. You look good. You look really
Is it weird?
It is weird. It's throwing me off. It's like,
She never sees my beard as short as it is right now, because I cut it about this short maybe 3 times a year.
Yeah, it's so weird that how short his beard is. By the way, we have one of the folks from Shadowborn Games in chat.
Oh, awesome. Hello.
Yes.
was awesome. I've been bugging her to get this stuff painted so we can go into chapter 2.
Yes. I was telling them how we've only played a little bit of it, but we were really enjoying it. We're loving the miniatures, and that I'm also planning on using these for some of my Warhammer stuff.
Awesome.
Yes. Wait, no, your beard is great. I like it.
Because I trimmed off all the gray.
You did. That's what throws me off, actually, is because you lose all the gray when you trim it, and so I'm like, what happened to like the Doctor Strange stripes that you have going?
Right.
Amazing. You look lovely. I think bird guys are kind of like, it's weird. You would think that more people would do them, but I agree. It is a lack of a character, I think, in games sometimes, which is so strange because you would think like a hawk guy or a crow guy or just something like that would be really popular. That's what I'm thinking of. Because those are the black bird, like the raven-looking birds, right? Or the magpies, I guess they are. Are they technically magpies? So I thought they were very obsessed with like shiny things. Which I just thought was always really cute. I've always wanted to make a bird character like that, one of the magpie ones specifically, and then call him Howl. And have him be a wizard. Oh, that's the Kenku. Okay, my bad. What are the Arakokra then? The scale for Oathsworn is on par with Shatterpoint and like, cause this is the door, and here, hold on, hold on. What the fuck? So just to show, like, it's not that big because, you know, here's a Shatterpoint miniature standing next. It's kind of hard to show you. Okay, hold on. See, I don't think it's actually that big. I think it's pretty on standard with Kill Team and BattleTech and all those kinds of things. Because like here's a Tyrannid, for example. Like, here's a Tyrannid at the base of the door, and I feel like that is accurate. Like, I feel like that's what it would look like. And then the models themselves, I mean, like, honestly, she's too big for this house. She might just meld into it, though. I don't actually know. She is, feet to eyebrow. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, see, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, I don't think it's really that bigger than average. I felt like most board games modernly do genuinely try to scale their... And I don't know if you guys at Shadowborn Games intentionally did this, but I kind of imagine it might subconsciously be in the thought process of why not make your terrain, especially if you're gonna have terrain in your game, in like plastic ones like this, why not make it scale to other war games so that it can have multi-purpose and then be more encouraging for customers to buy. Like, one of the things that I do enjoy so much about board games is that I can use a lot of what I get in the board games in other games as well, including my war games, so that cross-platform nature of the materials is super good to me. And that's one of the reasons I really am enjoying these Oathsworn stuff. All right, let's keep going. We got plenty of moss still to deal with because, like, look at the side. Poor dilapidated. What is this called? A chimney. It's a chimney. I forgot words. Very good, very good. I dig that too. It's really, really nice. Like I said, it's one of the things that encourages... Like, I will buy and pick up or be encouraged to play a game if the components are usable in multiple things. So the minute I'm like, I can justify that for D&D, or I can justify that for my war games, I am even, like 90% more inclined to get it. So much plant life. Poor buildings have been reclaimed by the forest, by the Deepwood. I assume that's why they're out there, like in the places where we're fighting.
Here.
Oh.
Show off mine.
Oh, yes.
I have both of them.
Yes, let me just put the wet paintbrush down.
Eat the brush.
No, I don't want to. All right, well, here are the two that Chaos Cultist has painted up. And these use some, like, so on the shoulder here, we were talking about the washes for Duncan Rhodes' paints line, and that is one of the metallic washes there on the shoulder.
Is it a wash?
I don't know if it's a wash.
It's the plate mail.
It's the plate mail, but it behaves like a wash. It
did when I used it.
Yeah, it was so fluid, and I feel like the way that it settled, because you get like a slight metallic sheen to it, but it's so nice and subtle. I really, really like it. This is the Warden? Is this one the Warden? Is this who would go with the Witch?
No.
No, is that?
I didn't make either of those characters.
Oh, I thought, for some reason, I
didn't, because you didn't play the Witch, so I didn't.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought for some reason this was the Warden. I thought you were...
he's, and forgive me, I don't remember his name off the top of my head immediately, but he's like an assassin sword dancer.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. That explains why he's got the masks on his belt.
Yes.
Very cool. So yeah, so that's one of the characters that he did.
Priest.
And then we have the Priest. Which I really, really like how the leather and the metallics ended up looking on him, as well as the really cool glow that you got on the hammer.
Yeah.
Gives it very much that ethereal look.
Well, I think I used that same Briar Queen Chill.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great color.
To give it this sort of crystal stone effect.
Yeah, no, I really, really like it. People are saying it's Tharcian the Blade.
Tharcian the Blade, yes.
Yes. Or Tharkian?
I kept wanting to call him a blade, but then I was like, wait, am I thinking of Skyrim?
I understand. Yes, they look great. I completely agree. They're looking fantastic. Gosh, it's such, like I said, the miniatures in the game are super rad and definitely worth picking up. I also do genuinely think that the 9.1 that you guys have on Board Game Geek for Oathsworn is completely deserved. It is really quite a fun game. I said as much in my shopping guide video, and I repeat it here because it continues to be true. Alright, let's... I think we've got most of what we need to on the side here. I almost threw my brush violently against my desk. That would have been bad because I just put fresh paint on it and we got green everywhere. But not in the places I actually want it. That looks good. Let's go ahead and wrap it up a little bit. Alright, cool. Again over here. Now let's work on the side. Because there's a lot that needs to be painted green on the side. Mucho. I think it's very well deserved. I think the rating is very, very well deserved. Out of curiosity, and I understand 100% if you can't say anything about it, but do you have plans to expand the game at all? Or are you guys pretty much set with it and your next project is going to be something completely different? Obviously, if you cannot give details, I understand that. I understand completely, and I will not push, but I am kind of curious if there's going to be further content for Oathsworn, if it's going to expand out and like have a second game which like expands the story, or if the plan is, okay, we did this fantasy thing, maybe now we're going to do a sci-fi thing or something like that. Like I'm very curious to see what you guys have in store next. Just because I've been very impressed with this one, and honestly I'm eager to see what other things you might end up be producing. Hello, Havman. Welcome to the stream. No problem. Hope you're enjoying your lovely break. Thank you for stopping by. It's always appreciated. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know there were official Flash Gordon miniatures out there. That's neat. Good morning, Kenny. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your new year. Ooh, an Arthurian Legend game. That is very exciting. I wonder if I can use any of the characters in my Bretonnian army. That sounds very, very cool. I look forward to hearing about it in the future. Nice angle for this. I don't know why I was slightly going into the Mario theme. Yeah, I really am looking forward to flocking this. Like, the more that I cover it in green, I'm like, oh my god, this is a great foundation. Now I want to take it even further. I want to make it even grander. It also just adds a cool level of realism. What I need to do is I need to get a Woodland Scenics sponsorship. That's what I should do. Get all the flocking I need. I could do all of the basing. Nice. Well, I am looking forward to it because I really like the systems that are in Oathsworn. I am excited to see what new systems you might add in, especially if they're like thematically appropriate to an Arthurian Legend game. Like, that sounds really cool. Oh, well, Havman, thank you so much for the tip. You are very much appreciated, sir. Dim, you got this. Just take your time, get your stuff packed. You're gonna be fine. Moving can be scary, but you are going to be absolutely okay. You'll get there, you'll get settled in, and then you'll start the next stage of your life, and it's gonna be great. Ah, got it. I understand. Crafting sounds really cool. I look forward to seeing how you implement that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. It wraps a little bit around the side. Looking good. I'm gonna have to go back to the trees soon and paint some more vines. There is that whole section right there, so let's get that. I do need a bit more color. Oh, Walter, I completely understand what you mean. I was also a military brat, and so until coming to California, actually until college, I guess, I was like that. College was the first time that I had been in a location for more than 3 years. But even then, I still like went away for holiday to go visit family again. So I wasn't even in that town for the entire time. But it was definitely the longest time that I'd lived in one area. And then when I moved here to California, that has definitely been the longest I've ever lived in one area. It is very odd, I will admit, but I've also gotten very used to it. It's been so many years since I moved like a significant amount that honestly I don't know how I'd handle it as much these days. But I mean, I handled when we moved to this new location pretty well, so that wasn't too bad. Lovely. Oh, there's some on the side of the house that I missed. I'm sure that the next time we move, we may have to do that just in regards to how many things we've acquired. And I don't know how much it's going to cost to move it, because I don't know... The next time we move, I don't know if we're still going to be staying in the sunny state of California, or if we're going to be trying to move back to the East Coast. It'll be interesting. It will be interesting. Looks great. Alright, I think that is all the moss on the house. some reason just made me think of ketchup. I don't know why. I'm not even hungry, but I just... ketchup came to mind. I'm not even using red. What the heck? Oh, there's a little bit of moss right there. Whoops. Looks swell right there. I don't know why I've said that so many times. I feel like I've said that like 3 or 4 times today on the stream, and I apologize. I don't know why my brain is stuck on that word, but you know, sometimes how you just get stuck and you're like, well, I have to use this word a bazillion times today. That's what I feel like I'm at. Oh, Angela, there's an entire side that you missed. Well, what are you doing? Chatting and not paying attention to what you're painting. That's what you're doing. Okay. At least 2 more spots on the terrain. One there. Oh man, I just realized I was thinking about it. I think I want to try to go to the gym today. I didn't go yesterday because I had done some workout on Sunday and I was feeling very sore, but I'm feeling better today and I think I should try to go. So I think tonight, gentlemen, I'm going to try to go to the gym. We'll see how successful I am. But I really do want to get back into that this year. I was really good about it through like the beginning of last year and then and like through the summer, and then I kind of stopped as we got into the fall and winter season because it got rainy and cold. But things are starting to warm up again, and I should try to get back into it. Okay. I think that now looks pretty darn good. I'm feeling confident about everything we've done there. Yeah. I am going to darken where the chimney is a little bit more, I think. With... I don't have any of my black paints from Duncan Roads here, so that is okay. I actually am gonna go with Rattling Grime. I should probably shake it first. Toby, no problem. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I really appreciate, again, you guys sending me the game and that you guys have been just, like, hanging out and watching the content. Like, that is super cool, and I appreciate the fact that you're doing that, and thank you so much. I hope that your year goes brilliantly and that the game continues to sell and that you guys have a blast with your next project. I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. I did not start with a white primer on these, actually. I believe I started with a dark gray primer because I knew I was going to be using a lot of opaques. Oh yeah, that's doing exactly what I wanted. I just wanted this to deepen and be a little bit more sooty. All right, that looks better. Yeah, I like that. Although, someone wants to not take paint. There we go. I think that's better. Now we're gonna set this aside, and I'm gonna come back in. Last time, I had painted up this in the same color tone that I'd done the trees in. So now that that's done, I did notice just a little bit of the branch that doesn't have this color, because of course not, because of course I missed something. Of course I missed something. Ooh, I have not considered doing smoke clouds out of the chimney, and I've never done those before, but that might be a cool thing to experiment with in the future. I like the idea, Michael. I like the idea a lot. I am going to be adding, what I will be doing, and I can't remember how many of you were here when I said this originally, but my plan is I am going to be dry brushing all of this moss, but eventually I actually want to cover it with tufts, or at least flocking, to really give it a more natural look. I think that'll look really cool. I saw somebody else on Instagram do that, and I've been chatting with them about it, and I was like, that is so rad. I love the look of it. Do you mind if I do it? And they were like, no, of course not. And I was like, sweet, I'm going to. Sweet, I'm going to. Alright, so that has now been corrected. We'll let it dry, and in the meantime, I'll stick with the green. Well, I'll stick with the green for a little bit longer, and we'll work on this other tree. Tis what we should do. Tis the appropriate technique. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, Judgering. You are awesome, and I hope you enjoy your time here. Alright, I think I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up this time. Just try to get some big blocks of color on. Going smoothly. It's almost like I've painted 4 of these trees. Getting pretty fast at it. Oh, I understand that problem of going into Games Workshop stuff and buying it because you're like, oh, I have to do it. I get that. At least those things tend to resell pretty well. And or you could just get rid of them by, you know, giving them away. Which is not always a bad thing. I think that was what you were saying, that you had done a little bit. You just had given some items away because you had to get rid of them from moving, so I get it. Going pretty smoothly thus far. I understand that. I understand not wanting to deal with the hassle of selling stuff. That can be a huge pain, and if it's not worth it, then it just becomes not worth it, and might as well just give it to somebody who's going to enjoy it, right? That makes sense. You know, we've been making some really good progress on today's stream, guys. Thank you for that. We've had some good conversations. We've made some good progress on painting. I'm feeling accomplished. What a great way to start 2024. Hello, Hari. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good start to your new year. I need to stretch my wrists. Oh gosh, I can only imagine what that must have been like, Walter. Holy cow. Jeez. Holy moly. Nice! Well, Hari, that's awesome. My start to my new year has been wonderful. Thank you for asking, Hari. It's been great. Been painting, getting some projects started, getting ahead of the schedule, which is good. Or at least trying to. As much as I can, of course. I'm glad that my kitties have been feeling better. They were feeling a little sick earlier this week. And, like both of them, in fact. But they both seem to be doing a lot better now, which has me very relieved. You know, it's always stressful when they get sick, especially because they can't tell me what's wrong. So it's just me trying to go, why are you pooping everywhere? they both may have gotten like a little bit of a kitty stomach bug or something, because they were just not feeling well. But they're doing a lot better now, not having nearly the problems that they were, so that's good. That is good. You know what I mean? But now I don't have to worry about that. Now I get to just paint and do hobby things and continue to be ahead on projects, which is great. And hang out with all of you, which is also awesome. That sounds awesome. Surveys are always a great way to figure out what exactly your audience might be wanting from your content. I have definitely done that myself in the past. Bless you! With the power of chaos! Chaos Cultist sneezed. I know you guys probably didn't hear it, but I did. And I'm sending him the blessings of chaos. Maybe they've already been sent, actually. Now that I think about it, Nurgle has already been there. I am dumb sometimes. Brush really hard into the miniature, which would have been bad. As it currently has wet paint on it. Honestly, we're really making some good progress on this guy. Section is just a bunch of swirly lines. Where was I? Asleep in my bed because I fell asleep probably around, like, 10? It's true, I should watch out for the Inquisitors, you're absolutely right. My goodness. Especially if we're sending Nurgle's blessings around. They might frown upon that. I'm not really sure why. The God Emperor is just a chaos god in the making anyways. I genuinely believe that. I do think eventually one day, if they don't just straight resurrect him, I think they'll kill the Emperor and have him ascend into the 5th Chaos God. And yes, I know technically there is already a 5th Chaos God with, I think it's, I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but I think it starts with like an M. But like one that they actually use, because I don't feel like they use that one. I mean, he already consumes souls. So does Slaanesh. They've got so much in common. That sounds very cool. A rock concert in a fortress sounds amazing. What a great way to spend your New Year's. Awesome. I didn't use swell that time. I made a conscious effort to not. I then proceeded to still say the word afterwards, but it's fine. Ignore that part. No, very nice. I think ABBA's definitely an appropriate selection of songs for a New Year celebration. For sure. Not sure I've listened to an ABBA song in a little while. Yay! Alright, this is looking really satisfied. I'm also satisfied with the speed and consistency of which I've been able to get this. Like, I'm going pretty fast for myself. Like, the first tree that I worked on, I took ages because I was just being super delicate. I was using way too small of a brush for the vines. It was a whole thing. And now I'm just like, slop paint on there, get it done! I mean, I'm not just slopping paint on there, we're taking our time, but it's going a lot faster. I'm not being as, like, picky. Mostly because I know it's all gonna, like, blend in together, you know? You look real good. Besides, I'll feel very accomplished if I can, like, get these vines done before we end today's stream. At least get the base color down. That will have meant I made a significant improvement on what I did previously. and that they'll be even more ready to be used. Like, I've still got some detail work to do, but if I can get at least all the green done, that'll be cohesive amongst the four of them in their designs a little bit more, and it'll look really nice, I think. That is shop. Very like a cohesive woods. Nice, I'll have to take a look at that. I've not watched Kelly's Hero before. I don't get a lot of time to watch movies too often, but when I do, I try to, like, pick some good ones. And this one sounds cool. Ooh. When you spin the vine and then you're like, oh, I didn't paint that entire side of it. Go figure. I never brought my light back over. Sorry about that, guys. Is that a little bit better? Can you see things a little sharper now? Oh my gosh, so many things. I'm glad I brought my light back over because it's allowing me to see better. Hopefully it's helping you guys. Oh, that's really cool. Really neat fact about the movie. Sorry for being a little quiet, folks. I am just kind of trying to concentrate on getting this last little section done. It'll make me feel very accomplished. And I'd like to feel that way. I think that's a good way to start 2024, if you don't mind me saying so. I'm also like very eager because I wanna wrap up, because I know I have some other things I want to do, but I also want to try getting a little bit of Against the Storm today. I don't know if you guys have been playing that at all, but it's a board game-esque. It's like it's a roguelike like civilization simulator in a way, but it feels very board game. I love it. You can get it on Xbox Game Pass right now for free if you have Xbox Game Pass. But I really think it's good. Being less pessimistic, I think, is an excellent objective, Dim. I think pessimism is something that can really hurt people's outlook on life, and it can really hold you back on getting the things done that you want to. So going forward with a more optimistic point of view, I think, is a great idea, and something that could possibly very much help make things just feel better in your life. I know I try to stay positive for that reason, because I find that if I do stay too pessimistic, if I'm just really down on a lot of things, it just makes me feel more and more down about things, and it can be really nasty to get out of. I've had to in the past, and I try to avoid it, which is why I try to keep a very strong positive energy, both in my everyday life and also here on the channel. Just find it is more conductive to being creative and generally a better person. I think I just got a text message. My phone went bzz. Really fast, really hard. It was very funny. Oh my god, have I done it? Almost. Besides, there's so much stuff out there in the world that's trying to be negative or succeeding at being negative that we all get exposed to so often. Why bring more of that into your life, right? Like, why hurt yourself so much with that kind of just negative attitude? I think being positive and optimistic is a much more productive and fulfilling way to live your life. That's why I try to live mine that way, as best as I can. Obviously, I fail sometimes. But the point is continuing to try, you know? Oh yeah, there's been tons of free games on Epic, and they've been doing some good games again. There was a period where they, like, honestly, I felt we were giving kind of mediocre games away as free, but, like, yes, there have been some really, really, really good ones. By better Starfield, do you mean, oh my god, I forgot the name of it. It's the studio that did Fallout New Vegas. I keep wanting to say Offworld, but that is not correct. I have a phone here, so maybe I should just look it up. It's not Offworld, it's something world. Bethesda. It's Obsidian Studios. Obsidian. Is that correct? Like, I don't think it is. Obsidian Entertainment. Games. You have made so many games. Why did I click on this? It's gonna open up so many games. You've made Outer Worlds! Oh my god, that's what it is. Outer Worlds. Thank you, Dim. Thank you, Dirk. Yes, thank you. I should have just looked at chat. Of course you guys knew what I was going to be saying. Yeah, no, I actually picked that up too. I also picked up Outer Worlds. Because you get, if you do get it on Epic right now, and I don't know if it's still currently available, so do not quote me on this, but if you had, then you also got the DLC with it, which was pretty cool. I'd already owned Outer Worlds previously, I think on Steam, but I didn't have the DLC, so I went ahead and grabbed it on Epic for that reason. I think, oh fuck, I just realized there's one section that I didn't do. Quickly, we're a little bit over time, but it's okay. It's okay. We're gonna finish this up because we have this little area here. There's a little section here with the pustules. Starfield was such a disappointment. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't go into that game even with high expectations because the trailers showed us absolutely nothing in regards to, like, quality gameplay or anything like that or anything new. But when I actually started playing Starfield for the first time, oh my god, I was so bored and I so did not care. There's no antagonist! It's so obnoxious. And then when you eventually do, like, get any sort of antagonism from anyone, it's such bullshit. It's not even proper Skyrim in space, and that's so disappointing to me. And dear gosh, do they try with their stupid little, like, space shouts or whatever that they did. I didn't get to that. That's how fast I gave up on this game. I didn't even get to the first, like, temple to get my first ability because I'd seen, like, enough people playing it, reviewing it, talking about it, and then I had experienced just enough of it myself that I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this. It's pretty much exactly what I thought it was gonna be, which is not great. Thanks, Bethesda. Thank you for disappointing me, which is such a shame too because I love Oblivion. Like, I love Bethesda's games. I think they've made some really good ones, but Starfield is not one of them. Good lord, is it not one of them? And it's really sad because I've heard that the modding community is just like, we don't like this game. Why are we bothering modding this? We don't even want to try to fix it because we don't even enjoy it. And fixing it isn't going to make us enjoy it more. So I've gotten the impression that a lot of them, like, the people who would normally be doing and working on Bethesda mods for whatever the most recent Bethesda release is, just aren't doing anything really for it. I know there are some mods for it still, of course, but I think some of the high profile, like, people are just done. Which I don't blame them. I think it's kind of ridiculous that Bethesda expects its modders to fix its games for it so much. They've done that for so many years, and it's just such a disappointment. Yeah, I love the cool quests from Skyrim and everything. Starfield just... Mass Effect is an actual decent game, and has conflict and, like, personality, and you know, like, characters in it that mean something and are engaging to actually talk to. Starfield's is just not. But you know what? I don't want to end the stream on a negative note. So we're going to talk about the fact that I just finished this tree. Look at it. it's not actually done yet, but I got all the vines painted up, which means that I actually succeeded in doing a thing on today's stream. I got all of the trees and the house painted up with green. I have a couple of steps left to still do on them, but they have made extreme progress, and I'm very, very happy with this. So thank you guys for joining me today on my first hobby live stream of the new year. Once again, I hope everybody has an absolutely brilliant start to their new year, that you have some grand plans that you are successful at for hobby projects or just any projects that you have in mind, whether it's moving house, repairing something, getting a new car, starting a new job, whatever it is. I wish you the most success possible at all of your adventures this year, and I hope that you guys stick around and continue to hang out with me as I go on my adventure through this amazing hobby world and just this board game community and all of these things, because I love it so much. I hope you guys have been enjoying it too, and I will see you all next time. Thank you for joining me today. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye!